Hello, welcome, everyone. We have kind of a different topic today. Today, we're going to be talking all about how to become a six-figure earner with ADHD as a woman of color. This topic is personal to me. I have ADHD. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of women of color who have ADHD or neurodivergent. So, before we get started, just want to say this is a safe space. We can share. I'm going to share with you all my experiences and what has helped my clients grow and become six-figure earners, how I became a six-figure earner, and how I use these tools and resources in my business as well. And so, yeah, safe place. So give me a hey, give me a hi. Let me know who do we have joining, where you are joining from. And let me just say this. I always get a lot of people watching the replay. So my hashtag replay people, I don't forget about y'all. Still chime in with the comments and let me know where you're joining from. Give me a hashtag replay, right? If you are new to my channel, if you're just finding me and I'm just popping up, welcome. I am Latrice Hupp, career and leadership coach to ambitious women of color. And it's my mission and my movement to put more women of color in positions of power to help us get six-figure roles using our brand. When we make more money, when we're in positions of power, we change the world. We give back to our communities, we help our families, we do all types of great things. So that's my mission and my movement. Hey, let me know who this is. It's coming up LinkedIn user. Let me know. I gotta look at my y'all know I gotta look at my phone when it tells me LinkedIn user. I'm always like, who is it? So yeah, let me know who's joining. Who do we have? And here's the thing: if you communities, we help out families. Sorry. Hey, Angela. And then I see him where he says, how can I join? I'm in Nigeria. You can just click on the link or whatever it comes up. Hey, Angela. If you all are watching this and you're like, this is me, or this is someone I know who is going through this, feel free to share this out. Feel free to private message someone. Yes, and show them my phone, Angela. Sometimes it doesn't show on my screen, but thank you. All right. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to have an honest conversation. Let me start by ADHD, attention deficit disorder. In women, it shows up differently. In women of color, it shows up differently, you guys. Actually, a lot of the things we get praised for, some doctors would say is actually ADHD, right? I have learned to love who I am. I have learned to love my brain, love my body, love my energy, love how I think. But this has been 40 years in the making. Okay. I'm going to share what I have learned. I also do a whole program on this. I actually teach companies like how to kind of maintain and get the best out of their ADHD and neurodiverse workers and employees. It's amazing. I actually created this program with my sister, who is a psychiatric physician assistant. It is an amazing thing that we do. So we talk about our personal experience and we give like a medical and that type of thing. I am just going to share with you all today my experience and my experience with my clients. Okay. Hey, Professor Roxanne, thank you for joining in. I appreciate y'all's support. And as you all are joining in, if you have any questions, any comments, anything that has come up for you all, please share. Again, safe space this time is for us. Okay. And so I'll share my quick story. I've always known, I used to call it a different brain, right? Even from when I was little, I always thought that I just had to, I was very aware that I thought differently. I behaved differently than other people. My mother always said we were spirited, like we had a lot of energy. That was me, right? And I didn't always love that aspect of me. Now I do, but it has been a long time coming. One of the things I was very good academically, but I got bored very, very quickly too. Like I can go hard on something, know all about it, and then be bored. Which, when I was younger, it had its blessings and its curses. Meaning, I could go focus, I could get good grades in one thing until got bored. Once I got older, though, in high school and in college, I could use that part of my brain. I used to test out of classes all the time. If I got bored, I'd be like, I learned everything. And I would literally test out of classes and test out of college level classes. I really learned how to harness my ADHD superpower. Okay. Then once I got into the workforce, it was completely different. You can't test out of a job. It was completely different. And so I really had to learn um, things to work within my body and brain. I had to learn that I could do things differently and not just have what everybody else has, but I could do things differently and exceed others, exceed them. Okay. So whether you're making six figures now or you plan on making it later, ADHD can be your superpower if you allow it to be. Your brain will literally give you the best ideas, at least mine does, that other people can't think of, different ways of doing things, more efficient, more effective ways. I can reduce a process like nobody's business. Okay. I can be like, why are we doing all those steps? Do this, and this. Think about how your brain works and it has been a benefit to you. So, one of the first things I did, and one of the first things I teach my clients is one, believe that you can advance in your career and be a six-figure earner with ADHD. Okay. And when you have ADHD and a woman of color, it's like a double whammy, but it can also be like your double superpower. Okay. Like it can be like, oh, I got it, like that extra strength, right? So, let me know how many of you all actually believe that you can make six figures with ADHD, or you do. Like, I want to know, do you believe it? Do you believe that you can advance in your career with ADHD, or do you think it limits you? Do you think it holds you back? Because I did this was a few months ago, I did a live on leading with ADHD. And that live was prompted because I had spoke to this woman about joining my leadership program. And she confided to me that she had ADHD. And she said she could never lead. She was like, I could never lead because I have ADHD. And I was like, who told you that? I consider myself a great leader. I have an amazing team of people that have been with me for years, and I have new people that have been with me. When I was in the corporate world and I had staff members under me, I was actually known as someone people wanted to work for, because my clients, after 2 years, my employees, after 2 years of working for me, got promotions or raises. Right. So please know that your brain works differently, but it can be such a beautiful thing. So let me know. Put in the comments, yes, give me I believe. Do you believe you can advance in your career with ADHD? Do you believe that you can be a six-figure earner with ADHD and being a woman of color? Okay. That's the first thing. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? I should see all type of yeah, yes. I believe yes. And let me share this with you guys. As you all know, if you've been watching, I've been going live every day. This is my weekly live, but I typically have been going live every day, and I'll be going live every day until Wednesday, because it's the open enrollment for our Fearless Branding Formula program. That is my program specifically to help women of color land a six-figure promotion and increase their salary by $20,000 to $50,000 using their personal brand in 90 days. In 90 days. I share that with you all. We have so many women inside the program who are neurodiverse. And we specialize in addressing the unique needs of someone with neurodiversity. You could have ADHD, you could have autism, but knowing you work differently and being a woman of color, you have unique needs. But what I notice it impacts the most is the confidence. So the first thing we work on is your self-identity and your confidence. Do you believe that this is possible for you? You have to believe that this is possible for you guys, okay? And one of the things that I'll share that I do is I have a motto, and this has helped me so much. And I tell myself, my mind creates brilliant ideas. Or sometimes I'll say my brain creates brilliant ideas. because for so long I hated my brain. I thought my brain was so different. I thought people wouldn't understand me. It takes a lot for me to come up here all live and talk and share, because in my mind, my default is people don't understand me. And I have to know and then I think I connect with people. When I'm just talking, people listen, I connect. People clearly understand me. Literally, I teach people how to articulate their value. So know that you can do it, and then create some sort of motto. When you find yourself getting stuck, when you find yourself getting down, you can use mine if you like. You can use mine. My brain creates brilliant ideas. But you want to be able to get yourself out of that loop of like, I think differently, I'm different, this isn't going to work, because it's just simply not true. Okay. So you need to believe it's possible and believe that you can be a six-figure earner. And then if your brain starts to tell you otherwise, or anyone tells you otherwise, you need to have a motto for yourself, some sort of affirmation, some sort of command, some sort of prayer, something that is going to come over you to help you believe. Okay. All right. Let me know if you all understand this. Let me know if you're like, all right, we got it, Latrice. We got it. Let me know. Then I want you all to think about this, your specific work schedule. How do you work? This has changed the game for me, because sometimes with people with ADHD, they can tend to be late, they can procrastinate, they can have time blindness. All these things impact us, right? How do you work? So, what I actually did was learned my energy schedule. When am I best at energy? And I am someone, and this is unique, I can have meetings at 8 a.m. as early as 8 a.m. because I'm a talker, right? So I can have a meeting. A lot of people are like, girl, I am no good at 8 a.m., but I can have meetings as early as 8 a.m. But if you're asking me to create, to strategize, to do something like that, I am best after 10 a.m. I got a 10 to 2 time frame, a 10 to 2 time frame. When are you best at work? When are you in that zone? Remember how I talked about I can isolate and get very fixated on a particular thing. When can you, what the kids say today, when can you lock in, right? Start noticing that. Like some people can lock in early in the morning. Some people can lock in the evening. Some people it's midday. When can you lock in and be head down, fully focused and get that project done? And usually you do it in half the time. When you're locked in, you can do that in half the time as everybody else. Again, superpower. Track your time. Know when the time works best for you. And sometimes you can adjust this in the workforce. And you don't always have to ask for an accommodation either. Like my boss and I had an understanding. Like 8:30 would elude me. I could not get in 8:30. It would elude me. But I worked in one state and lived in another. So depending on traffic, depending on when I left my house, to be honest, I wasn't always there. But I was an excellent employee. I could get the work done. Again, I could hunker down. I could outwork anybody. I used to brag. I try not to brag about that anymore. Right. And then I went to him and I was like, hey, can I come in at 9 and I'll stay 30 minutes later? And then I had a pitch because he liked to come in early. I was like, and then if you come in early and you leave early, we have HR covered like throughout the day, right? Because if I was on his same schedule, then and I left at like 3, then nobody would be there in the evening until like 5 or 6. So I was like, hey, we could do this and have it covered. How does that work? He was like, I got it. He was like, okay. He never thought of that before. So truly identify when works. So let me know. Is this you, Angela? That mornings work best for you? Let me check my phone. Yeah, this says you mornings work best for you. You have to know. For me, it's not just mornings. It's a particular thing in the morning. Like um I can have a meeting and I can talk to people and I can take calls and coaching calls, but I'm not the best at strategizing. I'm not the best at writing things down at early in the morning, right? So know your time frames and know what you can do and what works best for you in the morning. Like that 10 to 2, I can hunker down. I put on, we're going to get to tools in a minute. But I put on like this work music on YouTube. It's amazing. And I can just hunker down for hours. I can lose track of time. If I'm in something I really love, I can lose track of time because I'm just so enveloped in it, but it don't start in the morning. I'm not a morning person like that. All right. Um, so thank you for sharing that. And here's the thing. Inside my program, the Fearless Branding Formula, we specialize in this. I will clearly ask you, when is your best time? Have you communicated with your boss when you work? Do you understand how this is your superpower? Right. And I don't think that, again, it needs to be like so formal, like, oh, I got to get an accommodation. It doesn't. Especially if you're making six figures or you're the boss or you want to get to six figures, you can honestly start creating your own schedule and you'll get so much more done. Okay. And then I want to share this next thing. You have to have the right tools. So I'll share a couple of things that I have learned. Um, when it comes to tools, because I have what you would call time blindness, right? So I have this amazing cube that keeps me on time, right? So I just click the little thing. I can't see the down timer, but I just put it up. Do I need to be 15 minutes? Am I going to be 20 minutes? Do I need something 30 minutes? 60 minutes? It is phenomenal. I tell my clients about this. I had one client, she bought three of them. She bought them for her and her kids. People love this. I got it from Amazon. I don't know. It was like a few bucks. This thing has saved me so much time. It helps me, it prevents me from going over. It is phenomenal. It will beep, and the beep, me and the person on the other on the other side can hear like the little alert, like beep, 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 beep. So it helps all of us, both of us, stay on track. You have to have the right tools, okay? Like, and let me tell y'all this: support, a community, a coach is a tool and a resource for you. You do not have to do this alone, especially when we're trying to get to six figures and beyond. Please don't do this by yourself. Please don't do this by yourself. You don't have to. Tools and resources can come from anywhere. I have a whole set of tools and resources in my program for my clients who are neurodivergent, who have ADHD, to help them be extremely successful. And really, a lot of them come to me already successful. They just need help putting that success together to tell a cohesive story. All right. And as I'm sharing this and I'm telling you all about my clients, I want to make sure you all know about the client success panel that I recently did. This was something I've never done before. And I know people are always seeing my testimonials. I'm always talking about my amazing clients and I'm sharing their stories. This time they got a chance to share their stories. I interviewed six amazing women. Four of them were in my previous round. Two of them I had worked with prior, like a couple years prior. And it was so good to see and hear their stories, where they are now and where they came from and where they started. And so if you all are interested in that, along with my Secure the Bag 3-day branding training, put branding in the comments and I will make sure that we get that link out to you all so you can watch the free workshop and you can watch my client panel and you can hear their stories, because I'm always telling you all these stories, but I want you to hear it from their own mouths. You're going to be amazed. It was phenomenal. Okay. It was phenomenal. So I want to say that before I get to this next thing, we just going to tell it like it is. This sometimes can be a struggle, but you want to become that six-figure earner. You want to become that great leader with ADHD, especially as a woman of color. You need to have discipline and boundaries. Discipline and boundaries. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh my goodness. Discipline and boundaries will save you so much. If you tend to be, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it. And you're going from one thing to another. And you got, I used to call it 20% finished. And you got 20% finished projects all over the place. And you helping everybody all over the place. And you're not getting your work done. But yet you're like, yes, 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 yes to everybody. Discipline and boundaries are your friend. No needs to become an active word in your vocabulary. Discipline, meaning what is it that I need to do? Discipline, and I saw, I want to say, not Serena, Venus. Venus Williams, she was doing an interview and she spoke about discipline and freedom. And she was like, discipline gives you freedom. And she's like, when you know what you're going to do, when you do what you say you're going to do, you're able to have the freedom to do what you want. And I was like, she's so right. Discipline equals freedom. Now, how you structure this discipline is up to you. For me, I had never considered myself a disciplined person until very recently. People were like, you're very disciplined. I do have a morning routine. And one of the things I do, I have my morning routine in a checklist in my phone. I combine the tools with the discipline because my brain loves a checklist. Oh, if it is nothing more satisfying than me hitting the little thing and getting and checking things off my list. Y'all, if y'all knew how good that felt, I now recommend this to everybody. And it's this app, and it comes free with the iPhone that I use, the Task app. And then I just put my morning routine as a template. But every single thing, down to fixing my bed, down to walking, down to meditating, down to brushing my teeth, I put in my like routine and I check that off. And I'm very disciplined with that, with when I look at it, how I do it. So I'm also disciplined in that I need to get these things done before I do something else. Before I can say yes to someone else, I need to do these things. What is it that you need to do to make your morning, your day productive, happy, calm? You need to have that discipline. You need to know what it is and then have that discipline to do it. Okay. And don't start off big. Like now I have a pretty intense morning routine, but I didn't always. I used to have like two things, and it was like walk and meditate. And then it was like walk, meditate, say 10 things you're grateful for, right? Now I want to say it's like 11 things, right? But I slowly added things once I had one thing done. Again, I had the discipline to say, I'm only going to implement one thing at a time. I set boundaries in that these are my priorities, and I have to say no to anyone else and anything else that conflicts with that. How y'all feeling about that? Discipline and boundaries. Because if it's one thing my women of color struggle with, especially my women of color who are neurodivergent or have ADHD, is setting those boundaries. Is setting those boundaries. And to me, boundaries and discipline go hand in hand. It's setting the boundaries. Let me see. Who's this branding? Is this Angela, is this you or is this someone else? It's just telling me the name. It's just saying LinkedIn user. I don't know why it always tells me that, you guys, and then I can't see because I love to give you all shout outs and tell you all how great it's doing. Let me see. All right, so I wanted to. All right, there we go. Oh no, it's Tasha. Hey, Tasha. Sorry, y'all, if you see me looking down, I have to look down on my phone. Sorry, because that's how it tells me. All right. Hey, Tasha B. Thank you for joining. Yes, we're going to get that workshop out to you and the client panel to you as well. But let me know. How many of you are like, no, how y'all on boundaries? Are you good with boundaries? Do you need a little bit of help with the boundaries and the discipline? Where are you at with that, with the boundaries and the discipline? Let me tell y'all, we integrate boundaries and discipline in there. Tasha Thomas, say thank you. Yes, I don't know why. It'll show on my phone like who it is, but not on my I use a third party system, but not on my third party system. So, all right. Any questions before we go over this, before we log off for the day? Because this is how you all want to become six-figure earners. With ADHD, you have to believe that it can happen. You have to have the confidence in your brain. You have to be able to work within your own internal work schedule. It's called an internal work schedule if you've never heard that before. You need to have the right tools. Again, I have this. Know where your biggest challenges are. Time has always been my biggest challenge. So I have my little cube. I have digital clocks everywhere. And here's the when I talk about discipline and boundaries. Y'all don't be mad if it bothers somebody either. Because people come to my house and I have digital clocks in every room and they don't like it. Right? Some people don't like it. We got it on the phone. I'm like, so what? I need my digital clock. I need my clock to tell me what time it is. And when it comes to time, Angela says, I have no problem saying no, right? Right? So I have no problem saying no. For the longest time, Angela, that was my biggest issue was the boundaries, was saying no. And I will tell you all now with my clocks, not only do I need digital clocks everywhere in every room, I do not set my clocks fast. My clocks cannot be off. They need to be we're back. Oh my goodness. That was so interesting. Let me see. And it kept going. Like the tech was teching. I had to restart. It is showing me that it was like still going on LinkedIn. So thank you all who stayed. I appreciate the support. Okay. If you all have any questions, it cleared out all my comments on my screen. We were towards the end anyway. We were wrapping up. I don't know. Sometimes the tech just texts you guys. To go live, I use like a third party system. So I use another platform, and sometimes it does interesting things. However, we were wrapping it up. I think I was telling you all the last tip was on like setting boundaries and having discipline. I was sharing you all how I use it, how I teach this to my clients. They have just had phenomenal results. When I say really Okay, I am back. Hi. Oh my goodness, you guys. It still says that we have a few people watching. Thank you all for being so patient with me. I have no idea what is going on with the tech. We're going to be ending very, very soon, but put in the comments if you have any questions. If anything is coming up before I hop off for good, let me know what questions you have. If it acts up again, I will just put your question in the comments. I'm going to respond to the comments as well. Oh my goodness, interesting day. My system never is this wonky. And also, I will be going live tomorrow as well. I'll be going live tomorrow. Because I am opening enrollment for my Fearless Branding Formula. Enrollment is still going on. We just closed out like the early bird, and now we have the regular enrollment. So let me know if you all are interested. And if you are, you can go to sixfigurepromotion.com, or you can just message me if you'd like to chat about working together. But have a wonderful night. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.